appointing John Kyle to the Senate seat. Brings a lot to the table. Joining us now is Mike Noble with OH Predictive Insights. What do you make of this pick?
I think it's a pick that checks, frankly, all the boxes when it's really tough to check all the boxes in this current political environment. Not only does John Kyle, he was ranked one of the most conservative senators while he's also, he was named Time Magazine's top 10 most liked senators. And then, of course, you look at his stances that he's actually worked across the aisle, on immigration reform. So he's showing a bit of that compromising. He checks all the conservative boxes for the base. And then also he has, a track record of, just being kind of lower profile and, again, more of a workhorse.
Now, as a pollster, and when you talk about checking the boxes, as a pollster, when you look at things like this, I looked at it from a standpoint, I didn't think John Kyle would go back. I thought he was happy in private life. For him to go back is a testament, I think, to John McCain and the legacy, but also the necessity, because this is the first time in Arizona, as long as I've been here, that these seats were going to be open, with Jeff Flake leaving, McCain passing away. So it's a whole different landscape, isn't it?
Oh, correct. I think the timing of this, the timing is about similar as the timing of when Haley's comet flies around. And so right now we look at this unprecedented time, but also we need someone with senior leadership. And there being the former Senate Majority Whip, second highest position, is that you need someone that can find where the bathroom is. And Arizona needs that representation. So it's frankly someone so unique. And then looking at that polling, it's a very tough one, is that you got to keep your Trump base of supporter, the hard right folks, the conservatives. However, you still need to win over those all-important moderate or independent swing voters, which currently the GOP is not doing very well with due to the factor of Trump and the factor of top issue.
I think what helps him as well is, like you said, with the independent voters, because John Kyle, as conservative as he is, and the base loves him. I mean, the president tweeted out how great it is to have John Kyle there, but also the fact that he was such a, he did the hard work of the water rights, the Native American work. So he knows the business of Arizona walking in. So he knows what needs to be done.
Absolutely. I mean, John McCain was definitely more, getting into the fights and really being kind of out in front of things. But John Kyle had a reputation when people had questions about policy. He was always behind, really working diligently, which is, can be a thankless job. However, it's someone that definitely gets things done. But I'd say also he was very big social conservative, which is a huge box to check as well. Big on pro-life and also traditional marriage, which plays well with the Republicans.
How odd now with the fight that's going on with the hearings for Brett Kavanaugh for the Supreme Court, that John Kyle was such a steadfast member of the Judiciary Committee and even talked about as a Supreme Court nominee at one time.
Yeah, that's interesting how that landed up working out, and how they'll end up voting. I'm not really sure where they'll go, but we do know that he was definitely very instrumental in pushing Kavanaugh forward. But time will tell of how he's going to end up voting.
So the impression, because really outside of Arizona it doesn't matter as much, but in the election years that are going on, how important is it to have a John Kyle in there now with the fight that's going on for the other Senate seat between Kyrsten Sinema and Martha McSally?
It's huge, because if you were to put someone in there that would alienate the base or also alienate those middle of the ground voters, it would put you in a much tougher spot. And I think right now the GOP has finally realized the tough environment we're in. However, it's not so tough that they can mitigate it and weather through it, but you have to make changes. And I think, though, just Kyle in general, he checks all the boxes from, being close with McCain to conservative and the Trump folks, and also with that general election. So in general, he really does a great job in all those areas.
How important to the voters will it be for a John Kyle to either endorse or support McSally? Because this is going to be a tough fight for her.
I don't know if he's really going to get very involved, because John, he served for 18 years or 3 terms. He never really had much of a trouble getting reelected. He was overall very well liked, and he really kept his head down compared to kind of some more controversial figures. And so I would say that he, I don't see him really getting too involved. I think he's doing it because of his relationship with McCain in Arizona. There's really no one else that has that leadership to go in there and actually, know the process and run through it. So I think that, he's stepping in for now, and then he's going to decide in January whether or not he continues forward or stays. But one thing's for certain, I don't think he was seeking the job.
No, and that's the other interesting part about it, is that for me, he was the one no-brainer on the list. And when he said yes, I thought it was just an easy one. But for him to stay, let's say he stays until 2020, it should be interesting to see that landscape in 2 years running for that seat again is going to be just as crazy as this past race, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. In general, when you look at one, I don't believe he will most likely not seek re-election because, again, I think he's just serving his country right now in this tough time. But I think that you're going to see a massive race because anytime you have open Senate seats, I mean, they're just extremely rare to come by. I mean, Kyle held his seat for 18 years. You had McCain had his for about 30. And so when you look at that, folks that are looking to step up, we're going to have no shortage of candidates.
Absolutely. Well, Mike Noble's going to stay with us. He's also the chief pollster. He is the managing partner at Predictive Insights. Talk about fake polling and how polls can